Hello, my name is Antonio Pappano, and I'm the music director of the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. This is House to House, the Royal Opera House to your house, or in this case, my house to your house. I'm in my music room here, and I'm thinking of the bel canto repertoire. I do it so seldom that it calls to me, and I need it. I've chosen a scene today that is one of two great duets that you'll find in Vincenzo Bellini's 1831 opera Norma. The duet takes place between Norma and Adalgisa. Let me give you the environment of the opera. It takes place in Gaul about 100 BC. And it's the general atmosphere is the Gallic rebellion led by Oroveso, Norma's father, against the Roman occupation. Norma is the high priestess of a druidic sect, and Adalgisa is a novice in that sect. Now, the high priestess will have taken a vow of chastity. But an important piece of information you need to know is that she has betrayed those vows, fallen in love with a Roman proconsul. His name is Pollione, and he has fathered 2 children with her. All this kept clandestine to the rest of the sect. So you already have a very, very tense situation at the beginning for a general atmosphere. Now, this duet takes place in Act 1, and Adalgisa, this novice, comes to Norma and she's troubled. Why is she troubled? Well, she says to Norma, I'm in love, and she seeks Norma's comfort, guidance, and ultimately what she's looking for is to be released from this vow of chastity, and that she could leave this sect to be with her lover. And the reason I've chosen this duet is because, as I told you before, Norma has also been in love. And when she hears the young girl tell her the story of the birth, if you like, of this love, she remembers her own love story. The two stories somehow come together, the present and the memories of Norma. And the music, the two characters somehow commingle and create something that is so wonderfully dramatic, and yet at the same time, because of Bellini's extraordinary gift for melody, much admired by Chopin and Richard Wagner, by the way. Richard Wagner conducted Norma in Riga at the opera there in Latvia. So I'm going to sort of guide you through this duet. Be patient with me because the first part is all in something called recitativo. Recitativo is a reciting, a conversational dialogue. Can be a monologue too, but in this case it's a dialogue, more akin to speech than song. So you won't hear this kind of operatic vocalism. You'll hear something that is much more natural in its delivery. The music starts out quite comfortingly. Norma invites Adalgisa to come forward. Adalgisa says, "Be strong, my heart. Come forward, young girl." "O giovinetta, t'inoltra." "But why are you trembling?" "E perché tremi?" The music stops. "I hear you have a secret you want to reveal to me." "Udi che gravi a me segreto, palesar tu voglia." Little hesitation. "It's true, ma te ti spoglia." She says, "But please cast off the divine severity that shines in your eyes." In other words, your position as high priestess put that aside as you listen to me. Madre ti spoglia della celeste austerità che splende negli occhi tuoi. Give me courage, she says. Dammi coraggio, oh Dio, senza alcun velo, that I might reveal everything to you. Ti palesa il cor, that my heart may reveal itself to you. Now, you hear as music, it's not really a big deal. The orchestra strings will put down a couple of chords just to give a harmonic environment, but so the singers can speak over that. She says, I will reveal all to you. Norma, after these comforting string chords, embrace me and tell me what afflicts you. And she says the magic word, amore. Now that's the orchestra reacts. Norma says nothing. It's very, very interesting. She says, please don't be irritated. I've fought this. I've tried to stifle. I've used all my strength to stifle this feeling, every remorse. You don't know what I've sworn to run away from the temple, to betray the altar which binds me, to abandon my country. All this in a very, very, nervous delivery. After the love chords, Norma's reaction, non ti irritar, lunga stagion pugnai per soffocarlo, ogni ma forza e vinse, ogni remorse, every remorse I've tried. Tu non sai. A very telling dissonance. You don't know what I've sworn to. Listen to that, beautiful. Pur dianzi, qual giuramenti fea, fuggir dal tempio, tradir l'altare a cui sono io legata. Abandon the country, abbandonar la patria. Oh, Norma reacts, oh, unhappy one, sventurata. Del tuo primier mattino, the first morning of youth has already lost its serenity. Già turbato il sereno. Now these inquisitive chords. Norma asks these questions. And how and when did this flame strike you? E come? E quando? You see how the use of rests in between, really like speech. E come, e quando nacque tal fiamma in te. No chords, no nothing here. Adalgisa whispers from just a glance, a sigh in the sacred grove. At the foot of the altar where I was praying to God, I trembled and the prayer stopped on my lips. And absorbed by that handsome aspect, another heaven opened to me. Da un solo sguardo, da un solo sospiro. This, if you heard that, the word sigh, sospiro. This device is called an appoggiatura, a leaning in to get that expression of the sigh. Sospiro nella sacra selva, a piede l'ara, ov'io pregavi Dio. We go to the minor all of a sudden. I trembled, tremai, sul labbro mio s'arrestò la preghiera. The prayer stopped dead. Assorta, this you get a long chord for this. I was absorbed in the beauty of his face. Leggiadro aspetto, un altro cielo, mirar credetti. She says, another heaven, a heaven opened up to me. She repeats those words, and with that repeat, Bellini sees fit to give her her first vocal moment. I'll play it again, listen. Did you hear that little turn, that little group of notes? In him I saw another heaven. The orchestra responds with a simple chord, and you would expect the melody to start here. But no, we have a phrase, an aside of Norma saying, oh, remembrance, memory, a memory. And the flute intones this incredible melody. It's a gorgeous melody, no doubt about it. I mean, you can hear Chopin all over that, right? But what's going on here? Well, Norma says, again, in an aside, so Adalgisa can't hear it. She says, I was like that too. It happened to me like that too when I first saw his face. Io fui così rapi. I was entranced. Adalgisa says, but aren't you listening to me? Norma says, oh yes, my child, of course, go ahead. T'ascolto, I'm listening to you. Sola furtiva al tempio. Often at the temple, I would wait for him. Sovente. And every day my passion would grow more fervid. La fiamma, passion described as a flame, fiamma, fiamma ardente, the ardor, the burning feeling. Now, Bellini in this whole section gives a tempo indication of andante agitato. And did you hear the way I played it? There's a certain restless quality. First of all, in how Adalgisa wants to get her story out. And otherwise, of course, Norma is listening and dying inside because she's sympathetically understanding everything this girl is saying. He would say to me, come, let me fall at your knees. This allows, these repeating of phrases allows for changing in dynamics. Let me breathe your sighs. Yes, now that's, again, beautiful. You hear it building up. But listen how it really actually is. That I'd fall at your feet. And Norma, again, in a side, says, remembranza. And as Adalgisa goes on, yes, that's how I was seduced, says Norma. Io fui così sedotta. Now the crown of this phrase, when Adalgisa says, Pollione said, my lover said to me, let me kiss your hair. Going into the low register, becoming very sensual indeed. Now after that, Norma comes up with a phrase that is so poignant. Oh, dear words that were spoken to me, that came to my heart and showed me the way. Listen how the melody extends and goes up. And when I say go up, listen. She gets lost in a dream. Now Adalgisa again says his voice was as sweet as the sounds of a harp. And in his eyes, I saw the smile of an even more beautiful sun. And Norma answers, yes, this enchantment was mine. L'incanto sui fu il mio. I was lost. And now I need your forgiveness. You will have it. You will support and guide me. Stop your tears. You will reassure me and not rebuke. Look how fast the music is getting, building and building. Save me from myself. And this time she goes up and varies the phrase. Norma says, stop your tears. You are no longer bound to the group. You may go, my child. She says this with incredible love and affection. Adalgisa is overcome by this. Ah, ripeti, oh ciel, ripeti, si lusinghieri accenti. Oh, say these flattering words again. There's a little cadenza, a moment where the singer is left alone to express a new idea now, to prepare a new idea. And this is an amazing development in this duet, because it's a music that if I play it for you, it sounds quite silly actually. But the words are, oh, have the courage to embrace me. I will sympathize with you and I will forgive you. I will let you free from your bonds. Be with your beloved. And so the music, it's a little nervous figure, but it's actually reassuring. You hear the push and pull of the music. This incredible flexibility is part and parcel of the bel canto school. This time when the vocal writing was to show the prowess of the singers, but also their musicality, also their expressivity. Be with your beloved. The music, you hear these sympathetic accents. Then the music almost becomes playful. Everybody lives happily ever after, right? Well, not quite. Now, Adalgisa will repeat this music verbatim, having to sing also a high C. Did you hear that? And then a very difficult run down, chromatic run down, treacherous vocally, by the way. But at some point they sing duet together, and that is doubled by Norma singing like this. Vivrai felice, felice ancora, vivrai. Now they'll They will sing in thirds. This is very, very typical of the bel canto duets. They will sing together in very, very close harmony. And then I said that then they finish together again in close harmony. Now, something extraordinary happens here. The singers are left alone. The orchestra finishes with an unresolved 5 chord. And the singers, without words, just on ah, express what in music is, I think, just compassion and friendship. Big finish. Normally that would be the end of it, right? No, but Norma says, but tell me, who is this young man? Tell me his name. He was not born in Gaul. Roma is his country. Norma reacts, Roma, ed è, who is it? Prosegui. Now the whole atmosphere has changed. There he is. Il mira, hey, Poglion. Qual'ira, costui, him, dicesti. Ben, io compresi, I've understood. And Poglione says, what have you done, you miserable girl? Misera che feci. Well, you can understand how this is going to turn out. Adalgisa is in love with Poglione. Poglione, who is the father of Norma's 2 children. Norma is devastated. And there follows an amazing trio, which I'm not going to get into today. But I just hope that you will really go into this opera in a very, very personal way. It has been admired by so many important composers over the years that really, I think you should listen to it, study it, and try to really glean from it all the treasures that are there, from a musical standpoint, from a human standpoint, from a theatrical standpoint. But listen, that a composer would just, you know, I know it all eventually, I know it kind of all comes from here. Beethoven, yeah. It's a line of composers that could create the most heartfelt expression of the human condition through the simplest of means. That's why I'm drawn to the bel canto repertoire. Why I'm so admiring of the singers who can do it really, really well. Because somehow you cut to the chase. There's no great, somehow overwhelming orchestral contribution. It's just about the essence of things. Words, music, and human emotion. Thank you very, very much, and until the next time.